You know that feeling when you see something and it just starts to drain your energy and your joy, and you just start to feel like total crap? It could be something like an unexpected bill, or you see something on social media, like somebody's on a gorgeous vacation when you're trapped in your office and you feel like you're never going to get that chance to have that time off. That's your personal power being outsourced. And that's what we're going to talk about today on a new episode of Awesome Living. So I'm Gwen Aussem, and thank you so much for tuning in today. So many spiritual teachers say a person who is connected to their personal power is more powerful than millions who are not. That feeling to me is when you are in your joyful, energetic essence, when you truly are feeling worthy and know worthiness. That's really, I believe, what it is. One example of somebody who is in their power, in the zone, is another way to put it, is Caitlin Clark, who is very popular right now. So Caitlin Clark is an NCAA basketball player, and she just broke the all-time scoring record in the NCAA. And she's on the Iowa Hawkeyes team, and she is an absolute phenom. And she is in her power. She is scoring. She is the most dominant offensive player ever. She is so focused and tuned in and in the zone. And what's so cool is even as celebrities are showing up to games and people are telling her she's the greatest thing on planet Earth, you can see the humbleness and the just quiet joy she has of just, yeah, I love this. I do this. It's a team effort, but also she knows she is crushing it. So that's one example of right now that just is exciting to see. So the reason I bring this up is because I'm very interested in this topic in my own life and really reclaiming my own personal power. And so here's an example that kind of sparked this. So I was going through my email, my business email inbox the other day, and was so appreciative to see people reaching out for support with making their online courses. And what's so cool about that is I don't really advertise much right now. It's through word of mouth, or people might have found me through this podcast. Hello, if you've emailed me, thank you so much for reaching out. And I'm very intentional and tuning in about this next chapter of my life. And I'm noticing that it doesn't feel right to me right now to be going all in on making courses for other people. Happy to answer questions, but I just don't feel like I want to send contracts and get into making courses as a team of one with other people right now. That is concerning to me because a part of me, that helps me when I think of that, and I'm like, wait, I don't want to do that. What? It My personal power, I noticed, was starting to slowly leak away as I was writing back, no, I am unable to do this. Why? Because I noticed that people pleasing vibe was coming up a little bit. And I noticed that I want to refer them to other people. And when I was thinking of other people to refer them to, I just thought, wow, these other people I refer them to are doing such great work. And I started to think, why can't I, quote, get it together and look as good as the people that I want to refer them to? It's like, what? I'm doing great. I was doing great, but it just in my own head was losing the power because I thought, oh, they're doing it better. That comparison, that's what it was. And so you could probably relate if there's moments like that in your own life. And so what I think is really interesting is talking about what do you do in that moment when you go from, yay, all is well, to, oh my God, I'm a loser. So here's what I've been doing. Here's what I did. And this is because I've got to a new level of consciousness of paying attention where I was able to notice it in the moment and turn it around. So in the moment when you're spiraling downwards, you're feeling inferior, here's what I would recommend, a few things that have been working for me. So right in the moment where you're starting to spiral and you catch it, stop. Just say Gwen or your name, stop. We don't do this anymore. And then what I would recommend is get up from the environment you're in and we got to change the channel, literally change the channel, tune the radio station back to the frequency of worthiness, joy, I believe in myself, away from despair. So here's a few ways I do it. Number one, I have collected power quotes or just quotes that really inspire me and remind me of the truth of how we can choose to live on planet Earth at this time. And from the book I've been reading by Sarah Landon, I can link it below. It is, she has so many good quotes in this book. It's unbelievable. But she really believes that at this point in time, we can live in a heaven on earth experience where joy, well-being, abundance, fun, happiness, ease can be our daily existence. And I believe that because I've been experiencing that a lot over the last couple months. So she says, nothing is worth my heaven on earth. And that's being in your power. Another thing she says is anytime that you are denying another's power, in that moment, you are denying your own. So this is actually, I'll continue it. In any moment that you are denying another's worthiness, you are denying your own. At any moment when you are denying love for another, you are denying your own. I love this quote as well because sometimes we might see somebody have something and think, oh, they have it now, I can't. And that's a way that we lose our power as well. Whether it's somebody's business is succeeding or someone booked I always go to vacation and business. That's just like where my mind goes. But whatever it is in your own life, it's really interesting to notice when somebody has something. Might be somebody has a family, they have a beautiful family of babies and with babies and a husband, and you don't have that yet, and it's like and you're denying you're trying to tell yourself, oh, it's not that great. You're just kind of being in that zone, and it's taking the power away from you. So we're letting that go. So I encourage you to, on your phone or wherever you like to keep notes that you look at, find some really nice quotes that really uplift your spirits and remind you of the truth of what's possible for you at this time to help you just kind of tune back into what's possible. The second thing I like to play with is whenever I feel like I've lost my power and I can tune in and remember, this is an invitation. This is an opportunity. This is really an opportunity to master my own personal power. It's an opportunity to strengthen it. So I actually intend to approach these moments with more curiosity these days of like, that's interesting. It seems to be like a worthiness leak or something here. And so another idea that I love from Sarah Landon is that she says that for her, so she is financially free at this point in time. And she says the experience of a financial situation is bringing you into a level of consciousness where you do not unconsciously give your power away and go into fear, lack, and limitation and deny your worthiness because of a number on a bank account, or deny love for yourself because of how much money you have or don't have. Only when I stopped giving my power away, denying love for myself, that everything changed. I really appreciate this idea because isn't it interesting how in moments where you might be feeling insecure, you can look at a bank account or a bill and just think, oh, how am I going to do this? And something that I have shared on the podcast is how excited I am to pay off my mortgage. And it's interesting how at moments I look at it and think, how am I ever going to do this? And then, but when I'm in my personal power, I'm feeling good and zesty and fun. I think, how fun would it be to pay this off real early? Like, can't you see how interesting it is to be in that like excited state for this challenge versus those moments where you're feeling like all your power's gone? You look at it, you're like, I'm never going to pay this off. I'm going to live on the streets. So same person, just a different way of approaching it with power versus no power. Something I think is also really interesting is different topics where you might have a lot of personal power and other ones where you're really weaker. So, for example, with body image, I feel very strong and have a lot of personal power when it comes to body image. And the way I know that is if somebody said to me, oh, looks like you're packing on the pounds, or oh, you're looking rough, that'll bounce right off me. Like, Okay, clearly you have something going on because I feel good about myself. Um, but if someone says to me, do you still own Shopify stock? I hear they're going up. And I think, no, I sold my Shopify stock. I'm a fool. Then I think, okay, little work to do on this and the worthiness and area around money and stocks and investing. That could be a great area for me. Another thing that I do is when I get that moment of a power leak, what will bring me joy in this moment? And it can be real simple. It could be a cup of coffee, going for a walk, hugging a cute tiny baby, have a shower, simple things. And the last thing is I've been making something called a power list. It started with me documenting when are the moments where I feel like I've lost that sense of power. And I'll share with you a few because it's kind of fun. So I feel least powerful when I feel like I just look bad. Like I haven't been taking care of myself. I just feel rough wearing, clothes that don't fit well. My hair's just all over the place, just feeling like I look bad after comparing myself, judging myself, if I'm hungover, if I'm people pleasing, if I tune into the scarcity and lack in life, um, if I start trying to control other people's lives, thinking, oh, they should do this and they should do that. Nope, we're turning back to myself. Uh, Eating junk food because I'm bored. It's like there's just no control there. So there's a few ways. And then I thought, well, okay, I have all these great ways where I feel not powerful, but can I actually tune into what actually makes me feel powerful? So here's a few fun ideas for that work for me. After a good workout, after making an incredible meal, being generous, actually using money as a channel to uplift other people, driving a car. As you may know, driving has been a huge thing for me. After being in nature, being on an adventure, being in stillness with myself, seeing those special numbers like 222, 333, 444, creating without an agenda. Making this podcast is a true joy because I'm just having a good time out here. We're just having some fun. Taking good care of my sweet little baby. And when he's smiling and laughing, it's like, oh my God, it's great. So those are a few examples of my power list. And it's fun to just think what actually makes me feel like a powerful person. And again, with power, we're not talking about ego and domination. It's just you being your most energetic, joyful self. That's what it really means to me. So the final thought here is that when you are connected to your power, you can have anything, you can be anything, you can do anything. Everything is possible for us when we are in that power place. So I really encourage you and anyone listening, to remind yourself that it's possible for you. And great things are going to come from reclaiming it and tuning in to you being a worthy, amazing person. I would love to hear how you tune into your power. Perhaps you can leave me a comment on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, say hello. I'll include the links below. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope you have an awesome day.